Hello everyone, I'm Monika, known as paperMona here on YouTube, and today I'm coming to you with step-by-step tutorial for this Happy Mail folder. But before I jump to that tutorial, I'm going to show you which products I use and how the folder looks like inside. So as you can see, I'm using from the garden collection, and I use some ephemera pieces. I use the laser cut elements. I've got two different packs, and of course the paper collection, and I'm using this particular paper for the front cover. As you can see, the collection is very pretty, and I'm sure you know it already. And of course I couldn't stop myself, and I had to use some cutting dies. So this is a die and stamp set, as you can see, and I use all three tags. I stamp them on the paper from the collection using the cold brew ink pad, and I die cut them as well. I use the small envelope to put them inside. And then on the front cover, I die cut this panel using that die set over here. You can see at the front. So let me show you the folder, and then I'm going to jump into the step-by-step tutorial. You can see this beautiful front cover has lots of layers, a lot of dimension, and I've got the seam binding ribbon around the folder. So let me show you how it opens. So on the left, I've got a pocket filled with some ephemera pieces. I've got a side pocket in the center for my letter, and then another side pocket. And this is the envelope filled with those beautiful tags, and I can put more ephemera pieces. So this is the folder, Happy Mail folder. You can use it to send some Happy Mail or pen pal swap or whatever you want. So let me jump into the step-by-step tutorial. So I've picked this sheet of paper. I think it's very pretty, and I'm going to have this design outside, and this is going to be inside. And I cut my paper. It's so obviously it's 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I cut it down to 7.5 by 12. I also scored it at 4 inches and 8 1/8 of an inch. And of course it's going to be folded this way. So let me put away my scoreboard, and then of course I also prepared some pockets which will go inside. So this in the center, I'm going to have a side pocket, and I will tell you the measurement. So this one measures, the whole piece of paper measures 8 1/4 by 2.5 inches, and I scored it at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And my pockets, once I glue it down, measures 7 1/4 by 2 inches. I've got the already double-sided tape. I'm going to speed up this part of the video, but let me tell you the other two pockets. So this one measures 4.5 by 3.5, and I scored it at 1/2 inch on all 3 sides. This one is a little bit wider, so it's the same 4.5 by 3.5, and I scored it at 3/8 of an inch, and then, so let me show you, 3/8 of an inch, then 4 1/8, and then over here we've got 1/2 inch, so it will go this way. So I'm going to speed up this part of the video, and I'm going to add here those pockets. So as you can see, the inside is already prepared. I just need to fill up those pockets. And on this side, I decided to use that beautiful envelope from that die set I showed you at the beginning. And I'm going to include all the information below the video so you can see all the links. And I hope you're going to like the project, and if you're going to recreate that project, it would be nice for me to see it. So if you can tag me, that would be wonderful. And I also going to use some of the ephemera pieces. So this one, I've got like a banner, and I'm going to use, I think, this butterfly. So I'm going to leave it here for now. I need to glue it down properly. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add here that just here in the center, slightly lower, and I'm going to hold it down with my butterfly, and then I can work on this part. I've got other bits and pieces as well. You can decorate it more, you can decorate a little bit less. It's all up to you. As long as you create your folder, you can fill it up with any goodies you want to share with your crafty friend. I'm going to use that beautiful butterfly. I think it's so pretty. So now for my envelope, I already stamped and I cut that tag. I'm going to put some information. I've got the smaller tag, and I stamped it on the same paper from the same collection. I've got this one, so I'm going to put my name and the recipient's name, and I'm going to put some other bits and pieces. So now I can close it, and as you can see, it already looks really nice. I can do some other maybe some doodling as well. So I'm going to close my folder, and I'm going to work on the front decoration. For the front decoration, I decided to use that seam binding ribbon, which works very nicely with this collection. So let me see, do I need that longer piece? I think I'm going to leave such a bit longer tail. Let me just try. Yeah, I think that's long enough. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to position it on my grid mat, and I'm going to try to make it nice and straight. So I'm using the grid of my mat to position my folder. I'm going to use my butterfly to hold it together, and I'm going to use a double-sided tape. I don't need much. I just need that ribbon to be actually in place. I don't want to use too much, because then I don't know how much that ribbon will be covered. So I'm removing the backing paper, and I'm going to just pull that ribbon and stick it down, and now I can decorate the front. So this one is holding really nicely. I already picked some elements. I already added some foam pads to some of the bits and pieces. I've got this panel which I die cut using that cutting die I showed you at the beginning, and I already added some foam pads. So let me just remove them, and then I can glue it down. And of course, that's the layer number 1. I already added a little bit of a panel underneath that frame, because I felt like this pattern is quite busy, so I needed to add something to that frame, just to make it a little bit more subtle. And I hope someone will try to recreate this project, and I would love to see how you're going to do it, which color palette you're going to use, or maybe even which collection, because you can use any collection you like for this project. So as you can see on my left, I've got some elements I picked, selected the night before, because I love to be prepared a little bit. I'm going to add the glue here, so it's not going to be floating that much. And what else? I've got those flowers. Love those chipboards. I think they are beautiful, and in this beautiful collection there are so many to pick from. It took me a while to pick which flowers I want to use for this project, but I really wanted to pick something which is quite colorful. So I hope you've seen my other projects already on social media, so you can maybe get inspired with those. So you see, I've got some 3D foam pads under those 2 flowers. This composition is completely flat, just to add a little bit. And then I've got some other bits and pieces. I've got those herbs I wanted to use. And on some of the parts I had to add double layer of foam pads, because as you can see, I've got the frame, and the frame is already a little bit higher, and I'm going to adhere it to that panel below underneath that frame. So you have to make sure that you've got your foam pads in a way that it does not become wonky. So I'm putting my herbs here, and I've got those strawberries as well, because why not? I was thinking, should I put them like so? I think they're fine like here. And maybe I should look for some other flowers. What do you think? I would love to know how many of you are actually doing some happy mail swaps. I do that sometimes. And what do I want to do? I think I want to add that butterfly here. Why not? I've got like a gap and I feel like I need something. And I'm going to use a little bit of foam pad just to elevate that butterfly just ever so slightly, because I feel like it needs to be lifted up a little bit. So my butterfly will go here to press it down. So we've got few butterflies floating. I like to bend them a little bit and just adhere them so they appear like they are flying. Got another one here. I think I want to position this one like so. And now I think we can just dress it up by adding a sentiment. I love this one. Bloom where life plants you. I think this one is very pretty, and it's perfect for the person who's going to receive this happy mail folder. I hope she's going to like it. So I'm going to use it like so. And let me just add some bling, because why not? I love that. And I'm going to use a golden rod. It's a stickers by Ranger, and not to put too much. I think I did press too hard, but it's fine. I love adding a little bit of sparkle on my flowers. I'm going to add them here and there on those strawberry flowers as well, and on those blue flowers, why not? So as you can see, this is my folder. Let me just cut off the ends. Trim this one as well. So this is my folder. We're going to tie it nicely, and once you open it, we've got those pockets here and on both sides. We've got this beautiful envelope, and we've got that composition here as well. So I hope you like this project. Let me know what do you think about it, and check out other videos on this channel, and hop over to my channel, Monika paperMona, and see what I created with other collections from 49 and Market. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're going to like, comment and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.